Good morning. It's day 37 and we're getting back on trail today. So we're still at, it's like 7:30 and we're still at Paradise Valley Cafe. We're waiting for them to open so we can grab some breakfast and grab some water, and then we're just gonna head back out to trail. The plan is to do 7 to 8 miles today, 7 to 8 miles today. We are hoping to push a little bit more mileage, kind of regularly, like hoping to do like 10s to 15s, but given that my knee is still healing and this next stretch is supposed to be one of the hardest stretches of the trail so far, and pretty sketchy, we don't want to push it too hard, give my knee a little bit more time to acclimate and heal up and everything before we really start pushing our mileage up again. We want to start moving a bit faster just because we are going super slow, and I've been a little anxious about that, but at the same time, people, like, we're hearing that there's just, the trail is still socked in pretty much everywhere north of Kennedy Meadows, and so we still have a little bit of time to, up our mileage and get to Kennedy Meadows. Yeah, so I didn't sleep very well. It was kind of weird. So it got super, super, super cold last night. But we stay pretty warm in this tent. But because of the difference, our tent is kind of full of condensation. But we also had, like, I don't know what was going on. At like 11 p.m. last night, we're the only ones back here. There are several thru hikers here, but they all decided to cowboy camp underneath the patio overhang, just for some extra shelter and to have a flat spot, since it's concrete. So they all slept up front, so we're the only tent back here. But which was nice because, like, we could sit here and talk and stuff and not, like, be too worried if, I'm reading later at night. I'm not worried too much about my light bothering other people. So it was kind of nice being the only ones back here, but it was also a little creepy because at about 11 p.m. last night, there sounded like something walking near our tent. So I perk up a little bit and I'm listening. And all of a sudden, there's a dog. So behind Paradise, there's nothing, just fields and then hills. And I didn't see any farms or any houses back there. But it sounded like a dog, like, just going nuts. Not far behind us. Just barking and barking and barking. It wasn't a coyote. I've heard coyotes yip and bark and do all that. It was a singular dog barking, and it sounded like an overexcited, like, terrier kind of thing, just bark, 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 which was super weird. There was a little bit of growling and stuff, but closer to us, so it sounded like a little ways back in the field. Closer to us, you could hear this low grumble, this low growl, and it was, like, right outside our tent. And I'm like, that's not, like, the dog bark was bouncing off the hills around us and you could hear that, but the growling, it wasn't bouncing, it wasn't echoing, and it sounded right next to our tent, and it was along with the footsteps. So I'm like, I don't know what that dog is barking at, but there is something right outside our tent. I'm guessing a coyote. So I'm guessing there was some crossing of paths between a dog and a coyote right outside our tent, which was weird. I could be entirely wrong, but that's exactly what it sounded like. It was a little unexpected, but apparently Corey did hear coyotes, like, yipping and barking this morning over here, like, by the, like, animal preserve right across the street from Paradise Valley Cafe. So, yeah, who knows? But it was just an interesting little incident last night. It's the first time we've actually heard anything close to our tent. But yeah, that's about it. Not too long of a water carry, which I'm pretty happy about because we're both pretty heavy on food right now. So we're only gonna leave here with like 2 liters max, because apparently just like 4 miles up the trail there's a decent water source, and I was hearing from tons of people when we were in Idlewild that this whole stretch is just covered in water that's not listed anywhere just because of all the snow melt. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. A little tired because, like I said, I didn't sleep too well. I'm covered in mosquito bites from the last few nights, like hanging out with thru hikers after it got dark. Mosquitoes love me. As in, like, Corey, I can be out with Corey and some friends, and nobody gets bit, but I do, like, and I just get covered. So I probably have about 8, I think, mosquito bites on my left leg alone. It's great. But yeah, and that was keeping me up last night. But anyway, like, feeling good, definitely ready to get back out there. So, and I'm looking for, somebody said that they packed out a cinnamon roll, and I'm considering it. I have more than enough food, but it sounds so good. But yeah, so that's pretty much our plan. We're both really, really looking forward to getting back on trail today. Even, I mean, hell, even if we didn't go far, like, we're planning on 7 to 8 miles, and that's what we're gonna do. But even if we only got 4, I am so excited to be back on trail and back to moving. Corey and I were feeling really done with town by the time we left Idlewild, and by the time we got back here, we both were just like, we're getting back out there. So I didn't realize how much of like a mental strain it was being off trail for that long, but it kind of was. We're definitely ready to be back out there. So, and I'm just repeating myself now. So, yeah, I will check in as we go. All right, so we had an amazing breakfast. I had French toast that had like French bourbon in it, and it was amazing. And Corey had the biggest breakfast burrito I've ever seen in my life.
And I had some of your French toast.
And then he had some of my French toast. And there was orange juice and Coke and water, and it was great. And they filled up our water bottles, which was amazing. And then we're like, all right, it's getting on. It's about 11 a.m., 11:30. And we're like, okay, we need to get out of here. So we, pack up, walk out, and we're in the parking lot heading back towards trail, about ready to hitch. And we just hear, hey guys. And we turn around, and the owner of the restaurant came out, and he was like, if you just wait 5 minutes, I'll give you a ride. And so we're like, thank you so much. And so yeah, he came out, gave us a ride to the trailhead, and here we are back on trail.
Heavy ass packs.
Our packs are super heavy. I'm only carrying 1, like 1.5 liters of water, because there's a water source not far up the trail, but full resupply of food, and we haven't been on trail for 10 or 11 days. So yeah, packs feel heavy, but
Because they are heavy.
but very excited to be back on trail. So yay. So we have been walking through a trail that looks like this today, and we've been surrounded by all of these trees and bushes and everything, and we come around this corner and there's this next stretch. Hills and mountains and San Jacinto. So it feels so good to be back out here. I can tell I've been off trail for a week, over a week. And we did start in the middle of the day, so it's hot, but feels good to be back out here and hiking again. So it's about 2:20. We're actually just a couple miles into trail. Corey's back was kind of hurting, my knee. He's feeling a bit stiff, and so we're just going slow. We turned a corner. It was getting really, really hot. We started at a bad time, kind of peak heat. And so we came around a corner and there was this really shady spot, and there was actually a woman sitting here taking a little siesta. Her name is Mosey, and she just let us share her shade, and we just sat here for probably an hour or two just kind of chit-chatting and taking a siesta together, talking about trail, talking about life at home. So it was actually a lot of fun. We've seen like 2 or 3 ticks while we've been here, which is, you know, not fun. But so Corey's sitting down, but the second I saw one crawling on me, I was like, nope, and stood right up, and I've been standing ever since. But we're not sure how far we're gonna go today. Our original plan was like 7 to 8 miles, but Corey needs some work. We need to work on his back a bit, and you know, a short break-in day for my knee is probably not a bad idea either. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of see. It's cooling down a bit, so we're probably going to get moving again, and who knows, maybe with a good rest and some cooler weather we might actually do some good miles. But if not, no worries, we have plenty of food, and so we're just gonna go as far as we need to today. Probably get up early tomorrow and start actually pushing some good miles. We've been discussing our bad habit of saying we're gonna get up early and never actually doing it. But with the heat getting worse and worse during the day, and just the need to actually get some decent miles in, we're gonna make a real effort from this point forward to actually get up early and get out of camp at a decent time. So it's really all the update we have. Really amazing views today. We just got off trail eating real food.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant non-shitty healthy food.
Oh.
Non-shitty, comma. Things we cook.
Getting back to cooking all of our food.
Not things that were fabricated.
them. They're so cute. That, my friends, is a troll. We came up over a tiny little hill and I was like, that's a face. It looks like a face.
It even has like a reddish nose.
Yeah, it's a troll. Cool. Spot the other face in here too.
We've seen similar, but
I can
feels like a different
see
world again.
quite a few faces.
So I'm gonna continue seeing these often.
I can see why
10 feet or a mile.
The troll legends were like, oh, big giant mountains and rocks are trolls because faces. But no, this is a really cool stretch. Like, really cool. Ah, this place is just amazing. Epic rock. That kind of has a face. I'm pretty sure they're all trolls. I'm sticking to this story. So, I wanted to comment on this. We've been hiking for the past, I don't know, 20 minutes. And according to Guthooks, there is one tent site less than a mile from here, but that's it. But we have been passing at least a dozen campsites, all fully established, like rocks surrounding them, like this one here. There's one back by those boulders there. There's just a few peppered throughout here, and back south there are even more. You can easily fit, I don't know, 15 people along this stretch in established campsites without a problem. So yeah, just wanted to like share that, because like even if Guthooks doesn't list something, that doesn't mean there's not plenty of established campsites to use along the way, which is awesome. We were told today by a local that the bubble is supposed to hit in about 2 weeks, that there's a big herd coming, which kind of surprised me because that's like May, but I don't know. But yeah, so you know, who knows how crowded it's gonna start feeling out here. But for now, we always kind of, whatever campsite we kind of set our sights on, we typically get. Part of that's because we're so slow. Wow, his view is amazing. So my pack just tried to end it all. It was
so frequent.
Unsuccessful, but it tried. Quite valiantly.
No, it didn't.
Actually, it was leaning on the mesh, and so it's impressive that I have no idea, but it manages to fall over whenever I'm not touching it. Doesn't matter what position I'm in. It can be like laying on its front. I'll turn around, move back, and it's rolled over 3 times. Like, I have no idea how it does it, but it has a mind of its own. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's just restless or trying to just destroy itself. I'm not sure which. My poor little friend here, he is moving just fine, but his middle leg there on that one side can move, but it doesn't move well. I was just looking at him, and it's not deformed, it's not injured, it's just not moving properly. So, poor little disabled beetle. He's a big guy, though. Bye, friend. So, technically our first water source of the day is down there. We went down to it, and all it is just this tiny little pool of water. But we decided to not utilize it because there's lots of larvae and things living and growing and dying in it. So we decided to keep on hiking. We have 2 water sources between here and where we're hoping to camp tonight. So we're just gonna, and apparently there's like 1 or 2 non-listed water sources that are there as well. So we're going to grab water elsewhere. Apparently everything's kind of stagnant in this area, but the ones ahead have a little bit of movement, whereas that one had no movement. So hopefully it'll be a bit better quality. So our water source for the evening, it's moving, but hardly. There's a lot of algae. It's not pond scum, it's definitely algae. But where Corey is, the water is clear and not a whole lot of stuff in it, and not a whole lot of like sediment.
There's stuff spawning there.
There's stuff in it, yeah, but nothing the filter and our aqua mirage won't take care of.
Well, there's nothing that those won't take care of.
Exactly.
You can eat dead cat that way.
So
I can't kill my
that is our water source before camp, which is alright. So we were at the water source, and a bunch of the hikers that we met this morning at Paradise Valley Cafe, a couple of them caught up with us, and so we were chit-chatting while we were grabbing water and asking them where they're heading tonight, and everyone was heading where we were planning on heading. And knowing Gut Hooks, it says there's 5 campsites, which means everyone who got on trail today could have probably stayed there and it would have been fine. But we, we're like, all right, let's get going. And Corey's not doing very well. He's just not feeling well. He has some pressure in one of his ears, and his back is hurting, and I don't want to push my knee too much. So we come around a corner, and campsite. Pretty flat, decently sheltered. So we were like, you know what? Like, if we went to the 0.5 to the campsite, then, and there wasn't any space left, we might, have some issues. And so we were like, why not stay here? There's water nearby, so, it'll make tomorrow easier for us. And this works, so here we are, home for the night. So dinner tonight was
a lie.
Chicken ramen noodles with Spam, which I've never had before, and that's not a loss.
Shaped protein approximating man.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Tostito chips, and then I actually packed out some salsa and some nacho cheese, like queso stuff. So I'm having some of that, and then I actually had a fruit roll-up as well. So yeah, I can't eat the tuna packets anymore because they're disgusting, and jerky is starting to wear on me as well. So I thought I would grab the single serve Spam packets so I could start having a little protein with my dinners and stuff. And I can eat it, but let's say that it's not my favorite. I was like, it's pork, theoretically. Hopefully, you know, pork, bacon, ham, hard to go wrong with that. Yeah. And yet, this would not be my first option. So the search for edible protein continues. I have 3 after this one.
Lots of cheese.
Yeah, there's going to be tons of cheese. But I grabbed 4, I think, for this stretch, so I have plenty of Spam in my future. But oh well. It's protein and it's food, so.
Allegedly.
Oh, and I have an avocado. Ooh, damn. I have an avocado too. I packed out 3 mandarin oranges and an avocado. And I also packed out pickled vegetables and garlic jalapeno olives for some fresh foods, and I'm very happy about it.
Alright, so we're just about to head
Says
to
you.
bed. We did, I think, somewhere between 3 and 4 miles today, so not very far. But with my knee and his back
We're not
and stuff.
in town now.
Yeah, we're not in town anymore.
Mission accomplished.
It was just probably a good idea to take a little bit of an easier day first day out, just to make sure, we didn't push things too hard and blow out my knee again or something. So, but it's about 8 o'clock, and we are finished eating and all set up and ready for bed. We actually we put all of our food and everything kind of a little bit away from the tent up on a big boulder. There's no requirements for bear cans or bear bags or anything like that, but we know that there have been reports of bears in the area. So just for a safety measure, we have moved things a bit away from the tent. But yeah, I'm pretty tired, but I think the general goal is to I think the general goal is to get up early in the morning and hopefully be on trail by 6 or 6:30. You're so weird. Yeah. So that we have a good solid day tomorrow to hopefully get some decent miles. I don't know what our plan is really. I don't think we've really thought much beyond getting up early and just giving us a good amount of time to get through some good miles, even if we're going super slow tomorrow. So with that, I think I'm just gonna say good night. I'm pretty
Night
tired.
Vale.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to some Night Vale and sleep. So I'll see you all tomorrow.